Hey everybody, and welcome back to H Invests. Today I'm going to be sharing with you two incredibly useful value investing secrets that have helped investors all around the world achieve superior returns for decades. I've been using these secrets in my own personal portfolio for a while now, and it's really helped me improve my investing skill set, my mindset, and my returns. Today, my goal is to share these secrets with you, to thoroughly explain them so that you can improve your own investment skill set going forward. I hope you find this video useful. Let's get into it. Okay, so before we go through these secrets, let's just make sure we're all on the same page. So, what is value investing? The concepts behind value investing is very, very simple. You buy an asset when it is cheap, and you sell an asset when it is expensive. You buy low when you think the asset is undervalued, you sell high when you think the asset is overvalued, and boom, that is your capital gain return. So where did value investing come from? We have here Benjamin Graham, who is dubbed the father of value investing. So Benjamin Graham, he's written a number of famous books. He also taught a course on value investing at Columbia Business School. And most importantly, he has many very successful investment professionals look up to him and cite them as their investment idol. Most notably, on the bottom left, we have Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett really preaches the lessons in Benjamin Graham's book, The Intelligent Investor, which are where these value investing secrets are from. In fact, this is what Warren Buffett said. There are two chapters in this book that have been the bedrock of my investing success for more than 60 years. This is Warren Buffett saying two chapters in this book have been the bedrock of his investment philosophy. Warren Buffett being one of the most successful investors of all time, one of the richest men in the world from his savvy investment decisions. I think these two chapters of The Intelligent Investor are worth paying attention to. If you would like to pick up the Intelligent Investor book, there is a link in the description where you can go straight to Amazon and you can purchase it. It is a great addition for any investor's bookshelf. Okay, so what are the two most important lessons from Benjamin Graham's book? What are these two chapters that Warren Buffett, this incredibly successful investor, cites as most important? The first one is called Mr. Market, which is chapter 8 of The Intelligent Investor. Okay, so let's go through this concept. Let's say we like the investment prospects of Wilbur's whiskey. We do our valuation and we decide, hey, we think this company is worth $50 per share. That's what we think the intrinsic value of the company is worth. Imagine Mr. Market as a scuttling around, busy salesman. Mr. Market is a very irrational person. Some days he will go in and he'll offer you crazy high prices to buy and sell things. The other days he'll be in very much a different mood and he'll offer you crazy low prices to go and buy and sell things. The point is, Mr. Market is used to changing his prices for what he buys and sells stuff all of the time, even when there's nothing fundamental that's changed about the item. Another thing to remember about Mr. Market, just like the stock market, you can buy and sell things from him at the same price. Okay, so we've done our analysis on Wilbur's whiskey. We think this company is worth $50 a share. Here comes Mr. Market scuttling around, and on week one he knocks on the door and he says, hey, I'm offering you $55 to buy or sell Wilbur's whiskey. Remember, at the moment we don't own any shares. So what are we going to do in this situation? We have a company that we think is worth $50. Mr. Market is offering us $55 to buy it. We don't own any shares yet, so we can't sell. So what are we going to say? We're going to say, no deal, right? No buy. We don't want to buy something that's more expensive than what we think it's worth. It would just be silly. So here we go again. Week 2, Mr. Market comes around, knocks on the door. This week, what is he going to offer us to buy or sell shares in Wilbur's Whiskey? $40. So Mr. Market is in a very different mood and he's offering Wilbur's Whiskey for a cheaper price. We think the shares are worth 50. He's offering us to buy it at 40. What are we going to do? Yeah, it's a good deal. Let's buy it because we can buy it at a 20% discount to what we think it's worth. Mr. Market comes again, knocking on our door next week, and he says, hey, H, I've got another offer for you. He offers us $45 to buy or sell shares in Wilbur's Whiskey. What are we going to do this time? So, are we going to sell? We're not going to sell because we think the shares are worth 50 and Mr. Market is only offering us 45. So it would be a silly decision to sell. Are we going to buy the shares? Some people might say, look, the shares are still cheap. You might as well buy some more. You could buy more, but actually, if you look at the other secret, which we will go through in a moment, it's not usually the best time to buy shares at this price. And I will explain that in just a minute. Okay, so let's hold. Let's do nothing. So we've bought the shares. We're not going to buy. We're not going to sell. Let's just sit tight and see what Mr. Market does next week. Okay, here comes Mr. Market again, yet again, knocking on the door. And he says, hey, how much am I going to offer you to buy or sell these shares? And he says, hey, $60. And we go, that's a pretty good deal. We've bought these shares for 40. We think they're worth 50. And now Mr. Market is in an exuberant mood. He's upped his prices and says, hey, do you want to buy or sell at 60? And we're going to go, of course, we want to sell, right? We want to sell the shares at 60 because we think they're worth 50. We've bought them at 40 and we've made this huge return. So that's the whole idea of Mr. Market, is that you think of the stock market as this irrational machine pricing businesses at different prices every day. You have your valuations, you have your conviction in what you think the shares are worth, you buy them when they're cheap, you sell them when they're expensive, and you make money in the stock market. If you're enjoying my video so far, please give it a like. It's really helping my channel grow and it's much appreciated. If you know anybody else who is interested in investing and could benefit from this content, please share this video around and subscribe so you don't miss more awesome H Invest content in the future. Okay, H, so what about Warren Buffett's other favorite investment secret? So you'd find this in chapter 20 of Benjamin Graham's Intelligent Investor, which is the margin of safety principle. And this actually links in to what we talked about with Mr. Market just a moment ago. Okay, so we have our imaginary company, Wilbur's Whiskey. We think it's worth $50 a share. What if Mr. Market offered us a price of $49 tomorrow? Would it be a good time to buy the shares? Just pause and think about it for a minute. Would $49 be a good time to buy the shares? So many people might say yes because you're getting it cheaper than what you think it's worth. But under Benjamin Graham's margin of safety concept, this would not be a good idea. And this is what I was talking about. Even when the shares were worth 45, we might not consider buying them. The reason being is that with valuing a company, it's very hard to be exactly right. So what if, we thought the shares were worth $50 a share, but what if we made some mistakes in our valuation and really the shares were worth anywhere from $48 to $52 a share? Well, if the shares were worth $48 a share and then we bought them at 49, then we've actually overpaid for them. So the whole idea with margin of safety is only to buy the shares when they're at a deep discount to what you think they're worth. When you think they're worth all the way up here and you can buy them dirt cheap all the way down here, which was why we only bought at $40 and we were hesitant to buy the shares at $45 even though we thought they were worth 50. A really nice phrase to sum this up is, in investing, it's better to be approximately right and have that margin of safety just in case you have some mistakes in your valuation to allow for some room for error, rather than trying to be very precise, but then get it precisely wrong. The single greatest thing that these two investment secrets have done for me in terms of my own investing is they've allowed me to be rational and objective when I make my own investment decisions. It takes so much stress out of the investing when you use the margin of safety principle and when you use the Mr. Market principle, and it means that you're not navigating the financial markets with a sense of impulsion, or you're not making decisions invested on emotion. You have a simple, clear-cut plan. You execute the plan. It takes all of the stress out of it, and it really helps you to be an incredibly rational, objective, and well thought through investor. Okay, so in conclusion, the two investment secrets. Mr. Market is irrational. Sometimes the market will overvalue shares. Sometimes the market will undervalue shares. Your job as an investor is to buy the shares when they're undervalued, sell them when they're overvalued, and make money off of the difference. The second principle is that you will get your valuations wrong, or they will be, at the very least, slightly inaccurate. To overcome this, you use the margin of safety principle to buy at a deep discount to fair value, so even if you're slightly wrong, you're still buying undervalued shares. These are the two most important concepts from the book of The Intelligent Investor. I really hope these concepts have helped you, and I thoroughly recommend picking up The Intelligent Investor. The link is in the description. It's a classic book and has really stood the test of time with teaching investment concepts. I hope you found this video useful. I've been H Invests. Keep posted on the channel for more content like this in the future. And until next time, happy investing.